Hello people, welcome to part 2 of the Matalas ukulele tutorial, where I'm going to be showing you how to play the finger picking intro part. So it is a long video because I tried to explain everything as best as I could, but if all you need is the tabs, that's fine. Just check out the timestamp in the description below and it'll take you straight to the play along section at the end where I have the tabs and the chords, everything all laid out for you. So yeah, hit me with a like and a subscribe, I really appreciate it. And if you want to be notified of upcoming videos, then hit the bell. And thanks for watching. Okay, the first section you're going to learn is this. Just that by itself. And the technique you're going to need for this part is the pull-off. And it goes like this. So what I do is I pluck the string and then pull the finger off of it. And it's more like kind of pulling the string and snapping it back like as if you were pulling a bow and arrow, right? So you pluck the string. After you pluck it, you kind of put some tension on it and then release it. The way to know if you're doing this correctly is if you can do it without plucking the string and just pull your finger, pull the string, I mean, so that so that it snaps back. And you can practice that on any string, on any fret, it doesn't matter. You know, while you're watching TV, you can just mess around with that. All right, so now that you're ready to try that technique with this riff, we're going to start with our pinky finger on the 5th fret on the 2nd string. So starting here we go 5th, then 2nd fret on the 1st string, same string, we're going to go 4th fret with our 3rd finger, and then you put your pinky here and your 1st finger goes there, 2nd fret, 2nd string, and you're going to play both of those at the same time and do that pull-off technique. So that, again, looks like this. 5th, 2nd string. I changed up the angle so you can see what the picking hand is doing. So pay special attention to this hand. And you're on the 2nd fret and the 5th fret. And we're going to go thumb across both strings. Thumb, pull off, thumb, 1st finger, thumb, pull off, thumb, 1st finger, thumb. One more thing, you notice that last note? It's very staccato. It stops right away. So when you play that last note on your pinky, the way you stop it is you pluck the string and then you just release your finger up slightly. So it's still touching the string, but it's not touching the fretboard. So that's another thing you can practice, is just pluck the string and just release the tension, but don't let it off the string. And then, okay, here we go on the 5th fret. Again. Section 2 looks like this. First finger on the 3rd string and the other string is open. Now, when you play these 2 middle strings, if you play with your thumb, you rest your thumb when you get to the A string. You rest it on that string. That way you don't accidentally play it out, because we don't want to sound that note. So we're just playing the 2 middle strings. Oops, I did it. See how my thumb just sits to rest on the A string. Very helpful so that you can play it clean and not play any accidental notes. The other alternative, you could use your thumb and forefinger to make sure that you don't hit any accidental notes. But when you're playing this riff, it's kind of fast, so that's why I like to use my thumb and just rest on the A string. I find it a lot faster and easier. Okay, so again, starting with your 1st finger on the 3rd string, you're going to play those 2 middle strings. Then your 1st finger bars the 2nd fret. And then your 3rd finger bars the 4th fret. And the reason you use your 3rd finger there is because the next part is a stretch between your pinky on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Sorry. Okay, right there. And your 1st finger way over here on the 1st fret. This is probably the hardest part of the whole riff. if this finger is down on the frets, it's going to affect the pull off. You can't do it cleanly. So this finger has to be straight up and down. So it helps to have your elbow out so that your wrist has enough clearance, and then your pinky can be here. That's probably the most technical part about this riff, is this first finger has to be straight up and down or the pull off won't sound clean. So you go second fret, second string, play those two last strings, the second and first string. Shift it up 2 frets, so now you're on 4th fret with your 3rd finger, and first finger goes down on the 2nd fret, first string. Play those 2 strings, and slide it right back down to where you just were, then slide it right back up to where you just were again. And this time you're going to play the A string twice. Then you're going to play the 2nd string, keeping your finger on the 4th fret. Then you're going to shift from your 3rd finger to your 1st finger, 2nd fret now, play both those strings. Then you're going to shift back to your 4th fret with your 3rd finger, and you play those 2 strings and then repeat the 2nd string. Then you're going to play the 3rd string 1 time, then shift down to 1st finger, barring those 2, and then that 3rd string 1 more time. Here we go. Again. Okay, section 4, here we go. Starting on the 1st fret, then 2nd string open. Now when you're playing that open string, so your finger starts out here. As you play that open string, that gives your fingers a chance to get in position up here. So you got plenty of time. Play that 1 string, then your fingers, boom, right there. Then slide it down, and again, get that 1st finger ready, boom, 2nd fret, 2nd string. Now your 2 fingers are free right there, 4th fret, 3rd fret. I lost track of where I was, so I'm going back to here. Yeah, that's right. Here we go, section 4. Again. Again. Section 5, here we go. Okay, the important part here, now I'm on 2nd fret in the middle 2 strings. I play them both and then I repeat the 2nd string. But the important thing here is that this note right here, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, it keeps ringing out while I'm doing all this stuff. So you got to keep your 1st finger barred down really tight for that whole part. You can hear it as it's still ringing out. Watch. If I don't let it ring out, this is how it sounds. It sounds much choppier, right? So it sounds nicer if you keep it, let it ring out. Now we're going to slur from the 3rd fret with your middle finger to the 6th fret. Now the way you do a slur, this is something you might need to practice before you can do this, is that you just pluck the string and slide your finger. Now you have to keep your finger down tight on the string so that it still sounds out as you move it up. If it's not tight enough, it won't work. And this is something you can practice in your spare time, on any fret. It doesn't have to make sense musically. Any finger going up, going down, any string, any fret, it really doesn't matter. It's something you can just practice doing until, you can do it without thinking about it.
Bro, that was a killer solo, man.
So, middle finger, 3rd fret, slide up from 3rd to 6th. That's the one just past the dot. Now, the reason we used our middle finger is because now your first finger is free to bar across the top 2 first and 2nd string. And we can do that. So the slur looks like this. Those 3 notes are slurring from here to 6th, and then 5th fret, 5th fret. So it looks like this. You can practice that a few times. Ready? Here we go. Again. That's good to practice just that one part. Now we can put those 2 together, starting from the beginning of this section. 2nd fret. Bar your pinky across the 5th fret, and then slur with the middle finger. Here we go. Again. Section 6, here we go. So notice that this finger stays here even when I'm doing the open strings and even when I put this one here, because I'm letting this one ring out. So my finger stays tight down on that 1st fret the whole time. Because again, if I cut it short, right, it doesn't sound as good to me. So one more time, we're on the 1st fret, 2 middle strings. Then we're going to slur. Your first finger is already here, so you're going to slur from the 1st fret on the 3rd string, and you're going to slur up to the 4th fret, which is just in front of the dot. And then your 3rd finger on the dot on the 2nd string, 5th fret, and then your middle finger, can't see it, but it's right there. So the slur goes from 1st to 4th. Now this position might look familiar because look, if you have the G chord, which you're probably familiar with, if you just keep that position and slide it up 2 frets, that's what we're doing. Right? So if you can kind of imagine that when you slur your finger up, it will help you to remember where your fingers are supposed to go. It's just like making a G chord, only you're doing it 2 frets up. Starting on the 1st fret, here we go. Again, this time I'll play it without the slur. So you can slur it or you can just move your finger up there. Again. Section 7, here we go. Okay, so this one we're going to kind of transition from the end of section 6, which went like this. As soon as you do that, you're going to slide up and do that part. So the way you do that is you've got this part, and then you're going to slide your 3rd finger up. These 2 come off, but don't go too far. And then the 1st finger goes down, 7th fret. So you're at 9th and 7th here. And you play those 2 strings. So, makes sense, right? Then you slide them down 2 frets, same position. Then you slide them down 2 frets again, and this time though, your 3rd finger's on 5th fret, your middle finger is on the 4th fret, 1st string. Play it real quick. 1st finger goes on the 2nd fret on the 1st string. Then you go right back to where you just were. Notice the 3rd finger just shifts up 1 fret. Middle finger goes back there. And this is the fun part because you just play them and slur off, and then you play open. So it looks like this. So you're actually slurring both those fingers at the same time. I mean, you don't have to even slur that. You could just go. But it's more fun to go. Right? again. Okay, just one more thing. The structure of the song and how many times the intro plays. So this part plays 3 times in the song. Once in the beginning, once in the middle of the song between the verses as a break, and then once at the end as an outro. But in the outro, it's only half of it, and that looks like this. So here's section 1 that we learned. Section 2, and coming up on section 3 here. And when you get here, you go here, back to here, and then to A. And that is in the tabs at the specially marked N section in the tabs on section 3. So